Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel, Ken and Will Talks. Today we are diving deep into the realm of artificial intelligence and its impact on our everyday lives. I will be discussing the potential drawbacks and concerns surrounding AI, while my co-host will shed light on the positive aspects. So let's get started with the positive ones.
Yeah,
What do you
hello
think, Will?
everyone. Yeah, hi Ken, how are you?
Good, good. How about you, man?
Mm. Yeah, yeah, doing fine, thank you. Yeah, today's topic, I think it's going to be a consecutive topic of our previous uh, conversation on artificial intelligence and education. But I think it was one way before, one before of the our previous
Hmm.
conversation. But anyway, um, I think like if we look into the media, what people are talking about, there are too many positive effects of AI in society and uh, to the place that we live in. I think one of these would be increased efficiency. For example, in AI technology, it has the potential to streamline and automate uh,
Hmm.
various tasks, like, for example, leading to increased efficiency and productivity, getting all the redundant tasks to be avoided. Repetitive or mundane tasks can be delegated to AI systems, allowing humans to focus on more complex and creative endeavors, such as something which requires conscious behavior, which AI at the moment does not have.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, in this context, in terms of the drawbacks, I can say that one of the uh, potential one is the job displacement. Actually,
Yeah, the
it's
common
one.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the major concerns regarding AI, and it's the potential for job displacement. As AI system become more advanced and capable. They can perform uh, tasks traditionally done by humans, which can lead to significant job loss in various industries, which can affect the livelihoods of many individuals. For instance, self-driving cars may eliminate the need
Mhm.
for human taxi and truck drivers, potentially leaving thousand people unemployed, especially in the developing countries.
Yeah. I I would disagree in a sense that um,
Hmm.
it was maybe 10 or 12 years ago that the tech giants are telling that basically uh, the self-driving cars are going to be uh, um, like in our daily lives in the next 3 years, and it's almost 12 years and we don't see it being like streamlined to our daily lives. uh, from your point, I think all the job loss, that's probably going to happen to some extent. For example, most of the developers, for let's say um, software engineers, they are thinking of right now that probably they are going to be eliminated by AI at some point. But uh, my point here is, and my perspective is, it's probably going to make a low-level positions to be eliminated, or at some point to be reduced, not like senior positions. Because if you are a senior developer, let's say, you have too many tasks to do, for, like writing code, evaluating code of other employees, and making it ready for the production, and etc. So there are too many human centric activities at the moment in such positions. But yeah, I definitely agree that some roles are going to be completely eliminated, like maybe customer service, or if you want to enhance customer experience, and if you have the whole data set of information in your database, you can pretty much eliminate to a very low level the number of employees in customer experience.
Okay, then the next one, in terms of the cons, it's the privacy and data security. Since AI relies heavily on collecting and analyzing a vast amount of data about individuals, while this can be beneficial in enhancing user experience, it also raises serious concerns about privacy and data security. As AI systems, they gather more personal information. In my opinion, there is a risk of unauthorized access, breach, and misuse of sensitive data. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's one of the topics for the reason why European Union at the moment are heavily working on AI regulations, and they want to make it not completely, but at least to the extent that they can control for the next 10 years or 20 years. The concerns that if because like even before the AI, European Union has issues with Google and other like tech giants using the information, using the customers' information and for commercial purposes. And now AI makes it extremely easy to for the users to provide the data and AI to misuse the data. That's why the person who started the AI revolution, and he's being named as a godfather of AI. He left Google and warned people about dangers of AI. But yeah, it's but I think governments are going to trying to regulate it, because without regulation, it's going to be a rogue operation.
So my actual question is arising here. Why the governments, they always want to regulate something? For example, the SEC is trying to regulate cryptocurrency market, while the European Parliament, they want to regulate the ChatGPT or similar AI technology, etc. Well, what's the reason behind?
I think there are too many reasons. First of all, the national security. It's one of the top reasons, because if your network, let's say, are being exposed to a code that extracts the data from very sensitive databases and can access to sensitive databases, that would be a problem. And imagine like a scenario that if you have if there's a rogue corporation that wants to get data from Pentagon, let's say, they have a code that they can use as a software. It might look like a software, like an application or executable or even an email. And the time that and the second that it's in the network of the government organization, it's going to be very hard to find that and detect that. And if it is an AI, the work is a bit, I would say, much difficult rather than it was before. But for why government, it's one of the top reasons, but the main reason is just to keep control. So it was with Facebook, it was with like every other company, Google, it was with recently with TikTok. Government just wants to know that I know everything that you know. You don't do anything behind my back.
Mhm. But let's see what happens because I guess everyone wants to be more decentralized rather than decentralized.
I don't think everything is going to be decentralized, at least anytime soon, because uh, um, decentralization should be a process that everyone is capable of accepting its results.
Mhm.
And all the banks, and all the companies, like tech companies, they are centralized systems. They are private. Their code base is private. They're like network architecture.
Mhm.
Everything is private. You cannot access that. Um, the decentralization is not going to happen probably anytime soon,
But that's bad.
unless
That's very bad.
that would be bad, in a sense that we cannot control everything that we think
Mhm.
we can control, but it would be, I think it's good at the moment because even the centralized systems were insecure in terms of the hacker attacks. With decentralized, I think it would require more security.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, let's continue our topic. In
Yeah.
my opinion, the third segment in terms of the drawbacks is the bias and discrimination,
Hmm.
where AI algorithms are designed to learn from existing data and make
Hmm.
decisions based on patterns and correlations. However,
Okay.
this process can unintentionally perpetuate bias and discrimination. If the training data contains bias, the AI system can reproduce and amplify them, leading to unfair outcomes in various domains, in my case. We have seen these kind of examples in financial recognition software, which
Hmm.
has been found to have higher error rates for people of color and women. So this the bias information and discrimination, especially if people they have lack of knowledge, lack of expertise, they will reproduce, they will use it more and more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it can create a lot of issues further.
But well, I think with AI, it's a process that everyone wants to accept all the negative and positive effects anyway. I mean, with ChatGPT, um, even ChatGPT had security issues. They've been hacked recently. Yeah, no one is secure. Everyone can be and will be hacked at some point. No one is secure. But with AI, if it's being used for serious purposes, not just to create a chatbot that answers your questions,
Mhm.
but the real AI that can solve serious issues and, for instance, diseases like Alzheimer's, or can predict based on the DNA if the person is going to have a cancer at some point in his life.
Mhm.
That would be a real use case. Or one of the cases that we are trying at the moment in our startup is uh, to make uh, the founders who are successful in their careers to keep their legacy by um, by their expertise being trained uh, through the large language models. So basically, even after the person dies, his experience is going to be trained with more user input and output system. So that's one of the. It's not. Uh, that serious, like solving real serious issues, but at least one of the cases that can be very useful for the users.
Agree with you. Agree completely, totally. Uh, so what's in terms of the positive sides of AI? What you can offer?
Yeah, I think two or three would be my top choice. One of them is the personalized education, because at the moment education is more one fits for all. Because too many people are in the class, one person teaches the certain subject, and it's aimed for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm 100% certain that not everyone is excited about the subject they've been taught. So the personalized education learning experience would be one of the things that I would see AI to change the future, because it should adapt to a person's like individual needs and learning styles. Even like, let's say, intelligent tutoring system and education platforms, they can uh, with AI can provide tailored instruction, feedback, and adaptive learning pathways, which universities at the moment are not doing. They are basically killing the future
Actually,
with their
yeah.
systems. Yeah.
This is what actually Duolingo or this kind of apps currently does. But
Mhm.
do you think, don't you think actually this can lead to the um, job displacement? Again, what I mentioned in my
Even
previous.
even if even if it's going to happen and result in job displacement, I think it is worth it, because um, why do you need to why do you need to employ too many people for several positions if AI basically can do that? If you want to pay, I mean, for the university or for an organization, it's simply either a business, a profit or non-profit organization. At the end of the day, they rely on some third-party donors who pay them annually, so they can who donate actually them annually, so they can continue to perform. But in education, I think it is needed, because um, everyone needs a personalized approach. You don't have to go to school every day. You don't have to
Mhm,
sit in the class. If you have your imagine you, like having all of the information that you are going to be told in 11 or 12 years right in front of you in your laptop, um, in
mhm.
your even in your phone, whatever you want to ask from biology, from history, and I think like history, biology, geography, they can be learned even without going to school. You don't need to waste time uh, uh, at school learning history. You can learn history from
Oh,
YouTube.
that's
Definitely.
really good. That sounds like a
Yeah.
plan actually. But
Yes. Yeah.
uh,
But the
yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, even if you propose, let's say you go to a university, you propose that it's definitely going against the structure, and they won't accept that. Uh, Despite you have a very breakthrough technology and everything in place, they won't accept that. Um, the problem with universities and most of the education educational organizations, especially universities, is that universities should be designed for research, not for teaching.
Okay.
You have to.
Okay.
That's one point, and second point
That's a good
is,
point actually. Yeah.
yeah, and if you want to, and first of all, everyone can learn anything but on their own if they are persistent and have a, a clear plan how to do that. For example, I started to learn machine learning on my own recently. Uh,
Mhm.
it's going to be a long road. I know, like a couple of years maybe, but I mean, if machine learning can be learned on your own, you can definitely learn history because it's just a text, and you don't need to remember everything. Second point is, if the universities, they are trying to stick to older ways of learning. You
Old-fashioned
remember,
style of teaching, yeah?
yeah, you remember the picture when education, like 1,000 years ago, the style is just the same. Everyone is sitting in the same room and one person teaching. But the
Yes.
cars have been evolved. 100 years ago, it was a steam powered cars, let's say. Now it's electric cars. Okay, uh, education hasn't been changed just because the government wants it to stay that way.
We should ask
That's all.
Mid Journey to create a picture for us, like
Yeah, I definitely would.
based on this algorithm. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, good. All right. Actually, I can agree with you because it's really the old-fashioned style of teaching is better to replace with the new personalized approach.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Okay, and my last point is social isolation and dependency. Because
Hmm.
as AI becomes more pervasive in our daily lives, there is a risk of
Hmm.
increased social isolation and dependency. Because
Okay.
virtual assistants, chatbots, they are quite convenient, but they
Hmm.
can lead to decreased human interaction.
Yeah.
Over reliance on AI systems for decision making or problem solving might
Hmm.
diminish critical thinking skills and actually hinder personal growth. So finding a balance between AI integration and maintaining meaningful human connections is more crucial. What do you think?
Yeah. I think with isolation, things a bit changed during COVID.
Mhm.
People focused on mostly uh, um, staying at home, trying to avoid personal, physical touch in their daily lives, like to meet personally. But with AI, I don't think it's going to push us to social isolation. Uh, uh,
You
yeah,
probably don't expect that AI will be more developed than now, or why?
I, I
It will lead,
definitely
actually.
think
It
that
will lead.
AI would be smarter, and probably now looks like smarter than us, because recently I've read um, um, an article about how AI wrote uh, postdoctoral, um, basically not only articles but also theses, postdoctoral theses, yes, in under 10 seconds, which people are doing in
For
months.
4 years, man. Not 1 month.
Yes, yes, for 4 years. The government, the universities, they pay them monthly uh, salaries so they can defend these theses. I
Exactly.
definitely think that AI is going to help a lot. Yes, there are going to be risks, and there are risks in everything, even in construction, in sales, in everything. We are surrounded with risks, but I really think that AI is going to be uh, probably synthetic AI is my like a dream,
Mhm.
like a real yeah, yeah, the robots having their own consciousness and like acting as human. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. It's just
Yeah,
very futuristic, and
it's almost happening, actually.
yes,
So
yes.
have you watched Mr. Robot or
I watched Mr. Robot,
Humans
but
or Humans TV series?
probably the Westworld would be my ideal choice
No,
because
I would suggest to watch The Humans. You will like it.
yeah, I'll definitely pick that one for the next weekend, hopefully. And but yeah, if you think like, why in the world all these companies, like all these labels companies, they are accepting such projects and producing them as movies if they don't think that it's going to happen, you know?
Hmm. Yes.
Um, Too many things we don't know, too many secret projects we don't
Of
have
course,
access
of
to.
course, of course.
Yeah, and I, I think one of the things Joe Rogan said that if you really get close to one of the presidents of United States, and if you are all get chilled, you have your cigar, you get a bit high, you smoke pot, you have your whiskey, and if you like get extremely close to each other and become friends, they can really tell you very crazy shit about what is happening at the moment. Yeah, the thing that we cannot imagine even while sleeping.
Yes, yes. I can believe in that. Definitely.
Yeah, because whatever they produce, movies, anything, some sort of indication that it's going to happen at some point. Like
Definitely.
all the,
If you remember the Fifth Element, which we have
yeah,
watched in the 2000s, like
yeah,
20 years ago.
yeah.
Uh,
It's the flying cars,
everything,
although everything.
exactly, everything what we have seen there, they all almost happened.
Yeah, yeah,
Almost happened.
definitely.
Yeah.
Except flying cars, and but
Actually, they have already invented it, but they are not in the mass
it's
production.
not. Yeah, it's not mass production. It's not mainstream at the moment.
It will
Yeah.
be. It will be definitely.
Hopefully, yeah, yeah. Let's. But there are too many things with flying cars. Let's say, how do they fly in bad weather conditions when it's raining or
Let's
yeah,
see. Let's see.
too many.
Don't need to look at to in the this
Yeah,
future. Okay,
yeah.
so if we
Well,
conclude the our topic today, while AI offers incredible advancement possibilities, it's always important to acknowledge its potential downsides. We
yeah,
must approach
definitely.
the integration of AI in everyday life with caution and foresight.
Yeah,
By
I agree. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So by addressing concerns related to job displacement, privacy, bias, ethics, social impact, we can strive to create a future where AI benefits us while minimizing its negative consequences.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, thanks a lot for joining us today on
Thank
Ken
you,
and
thank
Will
you.
Talks. Yeah, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on our thought-provoking discussions. So until the
Yeah,
next time, bye bye.
yeah. Bye.
Bye.